On behalf of the Homenetmen Scouts and all Armenian-Australian youth, I welcome all communities and representatives who are gathered here today as we commemorate the 107th anniversary of the 1915 genocides. To begin, I acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather today and pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. On this day, 107 years ago, Armenian intellectuals were rounded up and executed. What followed soon became the systematic annihilation of 1.5 million Armenians and the displacement of millions more by the Ottoman Empire between 1915 and 1923. Many other religious and ethnic minorities in the Ottoman Empire also met similar fates, among them over 1 million Assyrians and Greeks. Today, we march in unity, just like our ancestors who were forced to march through Der Zor in 1915, fleeing their homes in search of a better future. Having found our home in Australia today, once again, we march, not in fear of our lives, but in search of justice and truth. We will continue to march every year until the Australian government accurately recognises the plight of the Armenian, Assyrian and Greek people as genocide. To the Australian government I say, those who fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it, and a crime unpunished is a crime encouraged. Thus you cannot and must not remain silent. History is cyclical, and whilst the past will never be undone or forgotten, the future is ours to define. And as the youth of today, we know that in order to move forward, we must know where we came from. We stand united as the direct descendants of survivors of the Armenian genocide, and today we fight for Turkey to be held accountable for the crimes they committed over 100 years ago. We stand united as we face a new wave of genocide, and our people are once again driven from their indigenous homelands in the Republic of Artsakh by the pan-Turkic descendants of Talat, Ömer and Cemal Pasha. History is simply repeating itself, and the genocide continues as the presidents of Turkey and Azerbaijan openly threaten to finish the work of their forefathers and finish the Armenian genocide, which they began 107 years ago. These autocratic leaders continue the genocide not through death marches, but through the public executions of innocent civilians, phosphate bombings, the destruction of homes, schools, hospitals, and the demolition of centuries-old heritage-listed seminaries, churches, and monasteries. They destroy our history and achievements in hopes of creating a world in which we never existed. Therefore, it is our solemn responsibility to march for justice more than a century after the Armenian genocide, not only to remember the victims of the past, but to bring awareness to the ongoing crimes being committed before our very eyes. The crimes being committed by Syrian mercenaries and the two-state, one-nation alliance of Turkey and Azerbaijan. I call on the Australian government to recognise the Armenian genocide of 1915, for recognition is the only way to move forward. Recognition is the only way to put an end to Turkey's continuous attempts to forcefully take the lands on which the Armenian people have lived on for centuries, and thus erase the very existence of the Armenian people. We cannot allow this to happen. Armenian-Australians will not remain silent to the crimes and injustices of Turkey and Azerbaijan, and will continue our fight for justice and recognition, not just today, but on the remaining 364 days of each year. We are fueled by the memories of our ancestors who remain with us, their stories told and passed down through emerging generations, and their legacies forever remembered. Today not only is a commemoration of the 107th anniversary of the Armenian Genocide, but it is a celebration of the 107th anniversary of our survival, existence, and determination. We stand here hand in hand, stronger than ever, with one united objective: to demand recognition and justice. I stand here on behalf of the Armenian youth of Australia and vow that we will continue to preserve our heritage and culture. We will fight for justice for as long as it takes for the Australian government and the rest of the world to recognise and accept the Armenian, Assyrian and Greek genocides of 1915. To Turkey and Azerbaijan I say, the Ottoman Turks did not succeed in their plan to exterminate us. You too will fail, as we will continue to chant in our unity. Our voices will be heard, our music will play, we will continue to dance, rejoice, and celebrate our continued survival. For as the famous Armenian-American author William Saroyan said, "Go ahead, destroy Armenia, see if you can do it. For when two of them meet anywhere in the world, see if they will not create a new Armenia." Thank you.